Oh. Oh.
And we're recording. Welcome back, everybody, to the Problematic Podcast. I'm your problematic but friendly neighborhood co-host Rita with my friendly, perfect neighborhood co-host Whitney.
I'm the
I-
actual problem. And let me
Oh,
be a problem right now. For those, no one can see this. But if anyone else could see it, I love Rita's getup right now. She's got a turtleneck on and a Negro chain. And I was just
not a
like,
Negro
oh,
chain.
it's like dressy black man outfit. I like it.
It's a turtleneck and a gold chain.
Yes, no dressy black man outfit. You see it now.
You are far too kind, friend. You are far too kind. Thank you so much. I'm just
How are
trying to be
you?
like you when I grow up.
No, 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 please don't. I just told you I was getting ready to walk around in a cat sweatshirt because I've just given up.
And
But how are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a crazy, wild, wicked weekend, and we're going to get into some of it. But all in all, I think I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I think I am all right. The
Amen.
world outside my
Lord have mercy.
window
Mm-mm.
is on fire, but I am doing okay.
Hmm.
So before we get into how the world is crumbling, how about we start with what have you been listening to and or reading?
Neither.
Oh, okay. What'd
It
you
has
do this
been
week,
a
girl?
girl, work, 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 work. I told you I'm still in the middle of my like closet cleaning, life cleaning, like big project where I'm just getting rid of everything that like doesn't suit me or doesn't fit or doesn't work.
Hmm.
It's very cathartic. It's
Okay.
really cathartic. I feel so much lighter. But I've also listed some things online for purchase.
Oh boy.
And this is not an advertisement for that.
Buy Whitney stuff,
You know what?
y'all.
I'm gonna wait till we get into the problematic people to
Okay.
to tell my tales of resale. But
Okay.
wow, that sounds like a book. Wow, that's
Retail
tales
tales.
of resale.
We have a contender for the episode title, and we
No.
are 3 seconds into this podcast. I
Um, I wish I could say I was reading. What Did My Ancestors Eat by, oh my goodness, what's her name? What's her name? Blank, I forget her first name, but it's last name Miller. It's a beautiful children's book, and it talks about it's a biracial child, and she's exploring um what her family ate and the traditional dishes that they made. But it touches on a lot of issues, with past and history and things like that. But it's centered around food, and it's such a beautiful it's pretty to look at.
Mhm.
I know I'm talking about children's books, but it counts. It counts as
People have
reading.
children and they have books and
Yes,
they read them.
we're gonna donate. We got an extra copy from Row House, and I was gonna donate it to our local library,
And you
and
should.
let them know. I'm like, hey, guess what? You're in our local library. I love stuff like that. I'm a nerd. But what have you been perusing with your
Oh,
ears?
child. So there's this beautiful, lovely song by Tweet called I'm Done that I have
I
had.
love Tweet.
She just has a voice that suits me.
An angel.
It does the things
Oh,
for me. But the
it just
song,
floats.
it does, it floats.
Mhm.
And she could be a jazz singer. She could be an R&B singer. She could do a ton of things with that miraculous voice of hers. But I
Mhm.
am particularly in love with the song because it's a great classic R&B song. So I heard it at the hairdresser. Shout out to SK, Glam,
Come
my
on, Glam.
hairdresser, Shanice. She plays all of the best. She has the best R&B
Ooh.
playlist. So when I go and I get my hair done, it's like I am Shazamming everything. But I came across this Tweet song at the hairdresser. I'm done. And I listened to it all the way through on the way home from the hairdresser. And it has this really incredible Eddie Kendricks Intimate Friend sample. Now, I have mentioned on this podcast before that I love that Eddie Kendricks Intimate Friend song. And about halfway through the song, Tweet flips that sample, and it is like angelic. If you have time and if you love just classic R&B. I highly recommend Tweet's I'm Done.
I'm gonna have to
It's a
listen
really
to it.
good. I've literally played it on repeat
That's
probably
your
the
business.
last 6 days.
And that's
Thank
your business.
you, friend, because people they hear you playing a song on repeat and they assume something's wrong.
No.
Uh, When did
You
that
just
become
like you like the way it suits your life. Like it's a soundtrack of your life. Like if you were in a movie right now, this would be the song that would be playing for this scene.
Whitney, you understand me, you make me feel
I
seen.
I try. I try to
Thank
be
you.
here.
Now, do we want to step into the other song that got released over the weekend that had everybody in a tizzy? I can't even get on my damn social media without hearing about it.
There's there's so many takes on this song. And it's just y'all, not everything needs a think piece, but I'm go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the people before I get started.
So, for the Megan the Stallion fans out there, she released a single called Hiss, and she released the single on Friday at midnight. And if you have heard the song, it's essentially her airing out everybody who may have given her a hard time over the last few weeks. The intro of the song is saying she's addressing everything one time and leaving it alone. And from what I've gathered, she has taken shots at Drake and the BBL boys, fake best friends, the leprechaun man who shot her, and there was also a very
Oh boy.
clever
Oh
a
boy.
very clever bar in the song that said, "Don't be mad at Megan, be mad at Megan's Law." And I think everyone rightfully assumed almost immediately that this line was
Oh, absolutely.
directed at
100%. She said it with her whole chest.
this bar
100%.
was dedicated to her rap nemesis, Nicki Minaj. And for those who are familiar with Nicki Minaj's husband, who is a registered sex offender, um, and thus the bar, the Megan's Law bar, for those who do not know, then there may be some out there. Megan's Law refers to a nationwide law that requires sex offenders to, one, be listed on registries, to make those registries public, to keep people safe. It is named after a young lady. I believe she was
Girl. Yeah, she was 7.
7. She
Yeah.
was assaulted and murdered by her neighbor who was already who was already a convicted sex offender. So the laws to keep people safe notifies community members when a sex offender is moving into their law. It has certain laws and requirements that they have to report when they move, where they live, stay away from school, stay away from children. There's a It's an overarching umbrella law that encompasses a lot of things to keep people safe from sex offenders who are likely to reoffend. And
Hmm.
Nicki Minaj's husband is one of them.
One of them.
That's not speculation, that's
No, that's
facts.
for real. No, whether he keeps remembering to register or not.
What? Whitney, you are so
No, because I find
wonderful.
I really do try to give people grace for like the lives that they choose and the partners that they choose and stuff like that. I'm like, it's their life. If that's what they want, that's what they want. But it feels like a downgrade, a supreme downgrade. I I've been wondering about this since whatever announcement was made about her partner, her new partner. I'm like, you are a stunning woman, successful, beautiful, smart, really entertaining to be around. I think so. And you picked,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
this is a person you chose. And then
Mm-hmm.
when she said she was having a baby, my immediate concern was, God, please don't let it be a girl, which is a terrible thing to think.
It
That's a
is.
terrible thing to think.
Under normal circumstances.
As if boys wouldn't also be in danger. But
Right.
also, so yeah, I call myself out regularly. But
This is the problematic podcast, not the we got
yeah,
our
I
shit together
listen,
podcast.
we are not perfect and we do not purport to be. Um, but Nicholas, like let's sit down.
Nikisha Minaj.
It's just like I was just worried about her mental health and well-being for a long time now, where I'm just like, sis, first of all, you don't have to beef with everybody because there's enough space and there's enough space for all of us. There's enough space for everyone to press play multiple times on the work that we've done. I think that you let your 12-year-old stands get to you,
Hmm.
to make you feel like you're like this invincible person, and that you have to constantly fight when you really don't. Because I remember a time where these two women were in the same song together, just
I do.
vibing,
I do.
just
And I couldn't
vibing.
get on the internet or Al Gore and Rihanna's Instagram without seeing them together wearing matching red wigs. There was a
Yeah,
time.
there was a time.
So if you haven't heard the song Hiss, go stream the song Hiss because it's very interesting. It'll provide some context on what has been a whirlwind social media weekend because I cannot unlock. Oh, go ahead. You
I
got
just remember
something to
something else.
add? Yeah.
Nicholas, why are you congratulating Ben Shapiro for any damn thing? This is what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, more things keep coming to mind as I sit and think about it. I'm like, is she okay? Like, is she all right? Like,
I don't think she
what is
is.
going on, honey? Where you have you have there's so many men at your disposal.
All of
And I don't
them.
mean disposal like that you could toss them away, but like
I
there's so
do.
many men that you
But
damn
go
it,
ahead.
Rita.
Sorry.
There's so many men that you can talk. I'm taken out. There's so many men that you could have talked to, that you could have built a relationship with, people who you could support, people where you can move anywhere and no one has to register for anything but to vote.
That's it.
That's it. And and then you choose to beef with every single girl who gets a Grammy nomination, or like, you know, maybe gets a stream or two more than you this week. Like you uh and then like now you're caping for known anti-black, like this
Ben
man
Shapiro,
this man is so anti everything that you are, like
everything.
everything that you are. He doesn't even understand the concept of lubrication of a vagina, and he has proven this.
When he
He has
got on the
proven
internet
this.
and confessed that his wife's vagina does not get wet, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that he didn't know that that wasn't appropriate. And I'm like, it's you. He
First of all,
does.
why would you say that shit?
Why would you put
Why
any of
would you?
that on the internet?
That's not even like a group chat thing. That's like a thing that you keep to yourself, that either
You
she needs to drink more water or eat some pineapple, sis, or some cranberries. Let me just tell you, add some more fruits to your life.
The
Get,
fact that
get one of
you've
the
got the remedies
no,
and the advice for this
I just
Ben
want to help.
Shapiro,
Or you don't know how to do things right.
he don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Does he look like he knows what he's doing about anything? All he does is
No,
talk really fast.
no,
Have you ever
Ben.
noticed it? He
Yes,
says a whole lot of nothing real fast.
really, really, really
And so I,
fast.
I find with people like Ben Shapiro, if you slow down or if you start asking him questions and you make him slow down and say things, they start to sound as crazy, because you could say anything real fast and real confident and people will believe you. I could be up here talking about, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And people will believe in me
Because Ben Shapiro talks fast enough to sound smart to dumb people.
with that voice.
With that weird, irritating
Golly.
ass
It sounds like you
ninth
haven't
grade
gone all the way
ass
through.
voice.
It sounds like you haven't gone all the way through puberty.
It's a very ninth grade voice. I don't
Thank
like it. I
you.
hate it. Freshman year of high school ass having voice.
Grown man. Put some bass in your.
Nicki
I
Minaj
guess not.
endorsing Ben Shapiro was a hot mess, but she only did it because Ben Shapiro had some choice words and some very interesting admissions after the first time he heard WAP, which is a Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion hit. I'm not picking sides. I'm not we're not discussing this to pick sides. I just would
No,
like
of
to
course
to
not.
briefly review the kind of fallout that we've endured over the weekend. The timeline is Megan releases this song called Hiss. The
Hmm.
Megan's Law bar goes viral. And
I
then
mean, of
Nikki,
course it did.
uh, hello.
Of course it
I
did.
I would have created a song called SVU and rapped over the Law and Order intro beat, but I'm a completely different person. What happened after this bar went viral is should be studied. Nicki Minaj got online, and I don't think she has slept in 3 days. She has just tweeted, Instagram live, tweeted some
Where's
more.
that baby?
Resh-
Where's that baby? Y'all don't
Whitney.
have like you have children, but then you have free time. Like, what is that like?
Whitney,
Where's that
please.
baby?
She
He's
has.
a cutie pie. Don't you want to go play with him? Don't you
Shh.
want to just put the phone down and just go play with your child? Like, I do it all the time. Like, I only really pick up my devices now just to talk to y'all. But like, we made a butterfly today. It was amazing. She loves helping me
Oh.
out with the lawn. She's so good at her little art project. She loves googly eyes now. We do the laundry together. Don't you want to just go
No,
play with your kid?
no. I pray to God that I am never this triggered by anything that anyone says
You
ever,
won't be.
because I don't think I have been able to unlock my phone without seeing something disparaging that Nicki Minaj has said about this Megan girl. And it's from saying she's got big feet to saying she wasn't shot, then admitting she was shot and that she should have been shot, and then going on and saying that she's a bad friend and she needs to repent to her deceased mother. The amount of things.
Because your husband is a registered sex offender?
That's not a lie. It's the fact. It's there. So why is that
So
so
here's the thing. Here's the
upsetting?
thing. Nikki, you would rather be mean than be accurate.
Don't get it.
You
It's not
sound
like
like
she
a
lied.
you sound like a 12-year-old troll. Like, girl, if you're offended by your husband being a sex offender, then he doesn't need to be your husband.
It's got to be one or the other. Like
One or the other. You
it's
can't be
either
mad that she opened the paper, shook it one time, and read the headline, girl. You can't be mad about that. That's like somebody's coming out. Oh, you with your minister husband. That's not offensive to me. If him being a sex offender is offensive to you, then you need to be offended by your sex offender husband. Like, what's
not by the
wrong?
people who can go on the Megan's Law website and see the
Right
public
now,
information,
right now.
because it's all public. You don't have to pay for it. It's a
No.
public site. So,
Yes,
like Whitney said, you're
girl.
either offended by the fact that you are married to and having kids with a sex offender, or you're upset that we know he's a I'm not
What
understanding where the
is it?
anger is
Like,
coming from.
what is it?
He
And
knows he's a sex offender, so he can't be offended if he hears it in a song, can he? I mean, he didn't care when he was offending sexually. I,
didn't care.
I'm not understanding where all of this anger is coming from.
I mean, it's more, what it feels like is like more of a how dare you? Like, how dare you bring up this accurate fact about me? Like, how
The
dare you bring
the
me up in the
internet brought
song?
it up, babe. Again, it's a registry, a public
Oh.
registry. It's a public
But she's upset that
registry.
Megan said it.
I, you know what? Somebody pointed out, and again, I'm not trying to get into this or pick sides because I'm really trying to figure out why this woman hasn't slept in 3 days, because it's concerning to me. But somebody pointed out that when Cardi B tweeted for Nicki Minaj to go take her husband to a park and leave her the fuck alone, we didn't hear from Nicki for the rest of the evening. However, comma,
Hello?
Megan puts
Hello?
one lyric in the song. And yes, it was
Mm.
directed at your husband. And yes, it was
And you
petty.
too.
And
Yeah.
yes, it was a shot. Yes, we
Yeah.
know all of these things.
But it wasn't inaccurate. It wasn't inaccurate. And talking about her mother who has passed away, talking about her being a victim of violence, talking about all of those things does nothing to reduce her. But that line about you being married to a sex offender, if that, again, if that offends you, if that feels like a trigger point for you,
You got to explore
therapy,
that.
call the lady, call the lady. You know what? Yes, Nikki, that's what we need to do. As a cis who cares about you, as a cis who cares about you, as another like older millennial who cares about you, call the lady, call her, talk
See,
to her. Like, if she don't work for you, find somebody else. There's so many ways, and you have so much money and you have so much access, and you're too damn talented and smart for this. It's like she's too smart for this. And it's so frustrating to watch her like behave in such a low manner when she like, let's be real, let's just be honest. Nicki Minaj has done so much for women in rap,
so much.
so much for women in rap for so long.
Her record is legendary.
These petty beefs, she really could. All right, hear me out.
I'm listening.
Subtract all the petty beefs from this and just look at the stellar career. if she just minded her business and stayed out of drama,
And
as
rested on her laurels.
she could be one of those people, one of those people like, you know how Beyonce, I'm not saying she could be the Beyonce rep, but you know how Beyonce doesn't dive into petty stuff. Like she may say something like once in a while, but
But
she
she
don't
doesn't
dive into
have
it.
to address
She don't
anything.
have to address it. It's like that. It's like your star power. And then, the beehive does all the work.
Oh,
It's like
girl.
that. It's like that. But you're diving into the weeds, arguing with people, fighting left and right, and it's doing nothing for you. When you could just be a legend in your own right because you are. Your record is so good. Like your lyrics are good, your music is good, you are talented, you are beautiful. Like I'm so befuddled.
The
I'm so befuddled.
longevity
Like how are you
alone.
gonna be so great and be so insecure around your greatness?
At the same damn time, it
You're
just
so
doesn't.
great. You don't need to do
She
this.
doesn't. And it's sad because there was a time when I was a fan, but again, I struggle at this age being a fan of anyone who I feel like their values are completely opposite to like the things that I actually value. I understand that
Mm-hmm.
people are like separate the art from the artist. And I think when you're younger you can do that and you can say that and
Right.
you can believe that and it's okay. But I think as we grow and mature a little bit, we understand that art is reflective of who we are on the inside. Art, you know, comes from the heart. There's a cheesy
Mm-hmm.
line about that art, and there's no heart without art, and there's no
It's
art.
accurate.
It's accurate.
It's very
Um,
accurate.
so it becomes a reflection of who you are and what you believe, and there's just some things that I cannot align myself with. But I think what was one of the most frightening things was getting online and seeing fans of Nicki Minaj threatening fans of Megan Thee Stallion. And I don't mean like
Why?
you're an Eagles fan, I'm an Eagles fan, you're a Ravens fan, I'll beat you up in the parking lot. Not that. Actually
So wait.
doxing and
So
taking
wait.
photos of people's addresses and
So
sharing
wait.
them online.
So you're committing federal crimes
For this woman
for this person
who
who won't spit on you if you're on fire. You
and
dummies.
for a bar that is not rooted in a lie or in inaccuracy.
You dumb guys, that is so
I have
stupid.
seen, and
That
I
is so
counted
stupid. You're going to
seven
go to jail. Do you know that you're going to jail?
seven different people post seven different other people's addresses in the name of Nicki Minaj.
Mm-mm.
Threats of violence, people getting other people's pages suspended, and some people. Did you see the movie Swarm or
I
the
did
show
not, but
Swarm? You
I've read
understand
about
the
it.
premise.
Do and
Okay.
do. Shout out to Malia. Oh no, Malia Obama.
Yes, she did writing and
She did
production
some
for
writing. Yes.
Swarm. Everyone who has said that Swarm is more of an accurate reflection of Nicki Minaj's fan base. I don't attack Nicki's fans. I don't want to tussle with y'all because I know how
No,
you all in fact do like to tussle. But even y'all have to admit that some of your
unnecessarily.
fellow barbs are taking it too far.
They're gonna go
When
to
you're
jail.
willing to go to jail
They're gonna go to
for
jail.
your fandom,
No, that's insanity. There's
that
something wrong.
there's something wrong. If you're willing to go to jail for a musician who you never met, um, it's time to reevaluate your
The
priorities.
lady,
See, as Whitney
the
constantly
lady,
reminds you, it's
the
nothing.
lady.
Call the lady.
Call her.
Therapy is for you, and let's work through these things.
This would also be a great time for any talk space or any other therapy app. Call us.
Call
Call us,
us.
ladies, because
Call
we'll
us,
promote
ladies,
you. We'll
and
promote
let
the hell
us.
out of you because clearly the streets need you.
We are very pro therapy over here at the Problematic
Extraordinarily pro
Podcast, and
therapy. Oh
we
my
want
gosh.
you to call the lady right away.
Healing looks good. Healing is healthy. Let's
On
let's
and
do
it
the
looks good
healing.
on everybody.
Oh,
That's the beautiful
It
thing.
comes in multiple colors, shapes, shades, sizes. Healing looks good on everyone.
Tints, all of it.
Hello.
It
Mm-hmm.
healing looks good on everybody. Yeah, I've been
Mm-hmm.
absolutely floored at the amount of things that I've seen on the internet. But what did make me feel good is when I opened my phone on Sunday, I saw pictures of Megan Thee Stallion grinding on Victoria Monet, and I'm like, these girls just keep
Again,
giving. Yes.
they have a relationship. They're together now. They're together now. They're together. Mhm.
I was like, oh, so Megan was at a party last night, and apparently Victoria Monet was there again, and I these two just gravitate to each other. They've
They are
really got
just,
a.
they need to just go ahead and seal it up. Like, go ahead, girls.
I ain't gonna ship nobody, but if I had to ship
Oh, I'm shipping.
somebody, it would be
I'm shipping.
Megan. And they just look
And
so.
they would be so happy together. Think about how cute they would be.
They would, and you know what? I
You see the vision.
I do. I see the. It's a
Parties would
beautiful.
never be the same. Oh, the album we would get at woo,
Ooh, we
fire,
deserve. We deserve.
fire.
It was nice to see Megan out having a good time with her
Oh, she's
secret
unbothered.
lover. It was so nice. Listen, the girls are living the life that I truly aspired to live in my 20s, and I'm not mad at it. Go out, have the parties,
Absolutely. Shake something,
cuddle,
enjoy
shake
yourself.
something with other beautiful people,
Who are
and
also shaking something.
come on, somebody. This
Everybody's shaking.
is I love it. Somebody said Victoria Monet's husband is just at home playing nanny
Oh,
to that baby while she out here pulling all these girlfriends. And I was like, y'all are so petty. That was unnecessary.
forgot she was married.
She is.
Let me not. Let me take back
No,
all my
I'm
comments. I'm sorry. I want to be
okay.
respectful.
Whitney is taking back her comments. I'm not walking back and saying I don't know what kind of open relationship that couple has, and he might be all right with her bringing Janelle Monae
Oh, well, that's a little different.
and Megan the Stallion and all the other pretty baddies home. And you know what? If he is, God bless him, because he is winning in ways that I can't
Oh,
even
absolutely.
comprehend.
Absolutely. And he must
God,
be wonderful.
yeah, he gotta be.
He
He
must
lets
be
his
wonderful. I pray for many years of happiness and joy for that family. I do. Many years of happiness and joy. And lots of Grammys,
yeah, more Grammys
not
and
nominations. I want you to have the statues, please. Give her her things. Thank you.
more love for the Monet family.
Yep.
Uh,
For the Monet family.
is that wrong? Is that
No, it's
disrespectful? I
awesome.
wasn't trying to
They are
be.
the Monet family,
They are
yes.
the Monet
They
family.
are the Monet family,
I'm sure he's
henceforth and
delightful.
forevermore.
Who would you like to cuss out, Whitney?
Okay. Um,
Oh boy.
so I told y'all, hi, my name is Whitney, and I'm going to yell at some resellers. So I have learned some things about myself as I am clearing out things. That sometimes my hobbies include just spending money.
Oh,
Sometimes I just want to spend money. And I've learned
rich
that about
energy.
myself because I've gotten back into like the online reselling thing, right? And typically, because I've thrifted so much and I've gotten so much stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'll just list a bunch of stuff, and I did, and in my closet, like my little section of items, people liked it, and it was great, it was cool. And so, on a particular app that will remain unnamed, they have live shows where people can show their items or help you sell yours, right? So
Mm-mm.
I was in a live show, and I've been doing these for like the last 2 weeks, having a great time, right? Um, a lady comes and she's got an LV bag, right? And I'm so excited. I was like, oh, yes, I love this. Why isn't anybody bidding on it? I'll bid on it. I bid on it, right? $17, right? The lady who was running the show, she was trying to warn everybody. She said, wait, before you guys bid. But then the bidding ended and she
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a chance. And it was just like, oh, congratulations, you won. I was like, wait, what is it? What's the problem? She's like, so this LV is not like an authentic LV, but and
Oh,
she starts naming all of these things that you could do with it, right? I'm like, okay,
uh-uh.
fine, whatever. So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I don't want anything that's not real. Like,
Right.
I, me personally, if you like it, I love it. Me personally, that's just not something I want to do. Right. And so I should have known something was up when it was $17 and no one else had been bidding on it because Louis Vuitton is one of the more popular things that people resell, right? So the next morning I messaged the lady. I'm like, hey, it was only $17. I'm like, I'm sorry. Can we just cancel the order? She was like, well, you said you were fine with everything. And I was like, no, actually, I didn't say I was fine. I said, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. We must have went back and forth like
Mm-mm.
4 or 5 different times.
Mm-mm.
And she said, well, you have to honor my time. Why don't you go pick another item out of my list of items? And I said, I don't have to honor anything. I would like to cancel my order. But now, meanwhile, I'm pressing these three buttons to let the app know, like, hey, pay
Hey,
attention over here, because
hey,
they have the little three dots would let you know, like, hey, do you need help?
yes.
Like security. So she finally, after like four exchanges, refunds my item. She's like, thank you for wasting my time. And I'm
You're
like, okay,
welcome.
girl, whatever. So that was in a private conversation that nobody else needed to see. Child, she comes underneath one of my items because you can comment
Oh boy.
and writes this huge treatise
A
of why
soliloquy.
I'm a terrible person and why people shouldn't. Now, mind you, I've had over 100 sales at this point. I've
Mhm.
got like lots of like good reviews and things like that. I'm a good buyer. I'm a good seller. It doesn't take me long to ship. I always make my packages look really, really pretty. That again, not an advertisement. I don't want you Negroes buying from me, but
Go buy Whitney stuff, y'all.
don't buy my things. No, do not. That's why I didn't tell you the app, because there's so many out there. So because I am petty,
Oh boy.
I said, "Oh, you want to leave mean comments? Okay." So I pressed those three little buttons and I said, "Hey, app that I'm not going to name because I almost did it. You have a
Name
rule
the
against
app.
selling fakes. I'm going to report this as a replica.
Oh
Hey,
no.
three buttons. Hey, this comment right here, this is harassment. Hey, you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna report your whole account because I'm not sure if any of these items are real. And then I'm gonna block you.
Won't God do it?
Enjoy obscurity. So this is a
Why?
reminder to y'all that I am a bitch. And if you act a monkey, I'ma bring the circus. And you're gonna look like a clown. And I've said that as
Why?
nice as I can.
You are such a good person.
No, I'm
And
not.
you are
I
because
just told you how I'm
you
an
know,
asshole.
she started it,
She
Whitney.
did start it. She did
It's
start it.
not your fault.
And
And
she was completely in the wrong. Like, you promoted it as an LV bag. It says an LV dupe in the description. Now, too, it was my fault. I should have read the instructions, but I was so excited because I logged on. The live show was going on. There were 10 seconds left of the bid. I saw LV bag. I saw it was low. I said, "Oh, let me go ahead and purchase it." Right? No big deal. But I should have read the description. I should just let the thing go. Um, but yeah, she learned. I also have something to say to Deb Philman on Twitter.
oh boy.
Deb Philman on Twitter, she recently tweeted that Target is insufferable. I had to do a return and I can't wait to leave. Do you want to see what got Deb Philman so upset?
I saw that.
Do
I
you
saw.
want to
Please
see?
tell the people what pissed Deb off at the Target.
Target every February does a collaboration with actual Black artists, which is shade to any company that is creating anything that says Black History Month and not using Black artists to do so. Like
Come
a
on,
heavy
somebody.
fuck you, a hefty fuck you, and I hope the ancestors haunt your dreams. And I think that's the worst thing I've ever wished on anybody. That you wake up screaming sweat.
Every
That's
night,
every night until you
twice
get
on
it right.
Thursdays.
Until you get it right. The thing that made Deb so upset was that there were Black people on placards, and that there was one advertisement that she saw, literally just a Black girl with puffs,
Just one little black girl.
one little Black girl, and that Target was promoting their Black History Month collaboration that they do. Well, this one that they've done, the specific one that they've done for 2 years running, but they do one like every year. I feel
Every
like this is
year,
not new,
every
but
year, and they work with a lot of black brands.
amazing brands, and they're like very intentional about that. There's we've had some beef with Target before, but like for the most part I give them a solid like C plus B minus for this stuff. So Deb, if a placard of Black people so triggers you because you are so used to being centered, I want you to deal with why that is. If seeing Black people being promoted for our month where we get to finally talk about Rosa Parks and the bus boycott,
We get 28 this year, 29 days.
29. 29 days to talk about being black. If that upsets you so much, maybe you don't need to be going to the Target. Maybe you need to take your racist ass down to the Walmart.
Yes,
Okay.
that's where your people might be
That's
congregating.
that's probably in the parking lot, actually, the Walmart parking
Oh,
lot.
oh,
Yes.
Jesus, fix it. I've got
Where they
a
lock up the black products.
yes. Oh
Wherever
my.
that is, that's where you need to be, Deb. And yeah, I think I'm done.
Oh, are you sure, friend?
No, but I don't need to go on.
Are you sure? Because this is what the problematic podcast is all about.
Always yell at more people, but
I got
like I was
I've
trying to
got
keep it
somebody
positive.
I got somebody to yell at real quick.
Ooh, let me
Oh,
hear.
I would like to say fuck you, goodbye, and good riddance to
All of
Rick
those.
to Rick Lord Ron DeSantis.
Oh,
May you disappear into obscurity. May no one ever utter your name again. May your high lift short man shoes never fit properly, and may you never receive another campaign dollar. Um, yeah, DeSantis dropped out of the race pretty early on. I actually thought he would make it further than that or farther into the race than he did, but it was very nice to see a clip on CNN of him basically quitting and giving up. Now the race is just left between that orange guy who owes nice young lady $83 million after he disparaged her after sexually assaulting her. That guy, the rapey guy, and
mhm.
Nikki Haley, who has been saying the weirdest and most oddball things lately.
Anything to appeal to that bigot filled audience that she wants. Anything. Anything.
But yeah, I hope that DeSantis takes his book banning, his race baiting, and then hiding his hand, his just overt and abject racism and horrible policies, and just disappears into the sunset. And I don't mean just the sunset of Florida. I mean, I pray that he never wins another race in anything ever again. And I hope that his male pattern balding starts any day now. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
all I got.
And whoever called these people evil Dave Chappelle and evil Angela Bassett, I want you guys to go somewhere.
Y'all are gonna leave Bokeem Woodbine and
And Lynn Whitfield,
the fuck alone.
leave them alone. So rude. That's so rude.
What is actually wrong with y'all?
Like
What is happening on the
clinically. And by
internet?
the way, Dave Chappelle is now evil Loki Woodbine.
Bokeem. Yes, Dave Chappelle is evil Bokeem. It's not the other way
Yes,
around,
not the
guys.
other way around. No,
Please do better.
no.
But we're gonna beg for you guys' letters, and then we'll be right back with our problematic story of the week. And this one is interesting.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
see you guys in a second. You know, we always love to hear from you at the Problematic Podcast. So if you have a problematic question or story, feel free to email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com, or now you can text us at 267-225-4648. Again, that's 267-225-4648. Standard messaging rates apply. We love to hear from you. Now let's get into today's problematic letters.
Working for you.
Ah, there it is. We are back, everybody, and Whitney,
Yes.
give me the name of a woman in her late 30s or 40s for our early 40s for our problematic story of the day.
Julianne.
Julianne, I don't know if this one's asking for advice. I think it's just a story, but we should give
We're,
advice
we're
anyway
here to
because
listen.
that's what we're here for.
We're here to listen.
All right, everyone. Julianne wrote, for Christmas, I purchased my son 14 and my nephew 15 the new Apple AirPods. I noticed that I hadn't seen my son with AirPods in a few days. When I asked him about them,
Uh-oh.
he eventually told me that he believed his dad had taken his AirPods and lost
Wait.
them. I immediately called his dad, and after 2 days of lying and threats, his father admitted that one of his friends may have stolen the AirPods. It's been almost a week and they haven't been replaced, nor has the money been provided to replace them. If they don't show up by next week, I'm pulling up personally. I paid $210 for those AirPods, and it's a lot of money. That is the end of the message. She's not asking for
She's
advice.
not asking for a damn thing. What she's doing is putting people on notice. So sir, I suggest you get that Cash App. I, I
And
suggest I suggest you put some money in that lady's account.
Make it happen. What is the delay? What are
What
we
is the
waiting
big
on?
what is the big deal? Like if you lose something or break something, or if one of your raggedy, dusty, crusty friends steals from your child, why aren't you threatening them? I don't understand. Wait, I'm sorry. You can
Go
see that just
ahead.
opened up in my
Yes.
brain. So
Yes.
wait a minute. Your friend stole from your kid and you're not addressing that issue?
Right.
I
Whose ass has been beaten?
I promise I'm fighting every single, like, I love my friends. I love my friends. If Emery or Net comes to me with something missing and we find out that one of my friends has stolen it,
I'm gonna help you whoop
I'm
their ass.
fighting every one of you hoes. I promise you. And y'all know I love you. You know I do. I don't even need to
Hands and
say it.
feet.
We are fighting. Furniture moving. Okay?
Hands and damn feet.
You stole from my kid and then we still cool? No.
And why have they not been replaced either by you
Immediately.
or the friend? And
Immediately.
why am I hearing about this after I'm mad at everybody.
Why is my kid going without because your friend is crusty and dusty and you have no courage? What is wrong with you?
How do you take something from your own kid? And maybe
Okay?
it was taken for punishment reasons. I don't know. But you don't give it back?
But you also let your friend take it and you believe that your friend
Oh,
took it.
so what?
Y'all are just trash human beings out here and
What
I
did we name
can't.
this? Juliana?
Julianne. Did you call her
Julianne?
Julep?
Julep? Julianne? If you pull up at that man house and act um in a way that would simultaneously shame your ancestors and make them proud at the same time,
I can't
we
even
would
imagine.
understand.
I can't
$210
even.
is a lot of money to
A
everybody. I don't
lot
care who you
of
are,
money.
especially when it was a gift for your child. And especially when your child's other parent is the person who is responsible for the loss of that gift. And for the parent to then act like, one, I don't know what the 2 days of lying and threatening was about. It's not 2 days of nothing. Did you take them? Did you give them back? Because if you took them, then we coming over for you to give them back. And if they not there when I get there, I'm breaking everything in here until we figure things out.
Okay.
I could break your
And
microwave.
I would be in my right.
I
I
could
would be in
tear
my
the the
absolute right.
tear the freezer door off your
The
refrigerator. Now
way
you ain't
I
got a
would
freezer door.
call your mama, the way I would call your mama and let her know that the person that she raised is hot ass garbage. Guess what? Your son did to your grandchild.
What?
Guess what? The way I'm calling Grandpappy too, I'm calling everybody's sisters. I'm calling everyone because how dare you, sir? Yeah, and this is your fault. I don't care if your friend took it. This is your fault because it's
Right.
unhandled. It'd be different if like we had just found out and it was just like, oh snap, you know what? We're not cool anymore because that was so uncool. I'm gonna take him to the store
Hmm.
and pick some up. Let him pick if I don't even know if these come in different colors. See, look, I
I don't
still
think
say
so.
cord.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm at four, but I'm
Shut
just
up,
saying.
Whitney.
No, I'm not at four, guys. I
You're
just don't
not.
spend money on electronics like that, guys. I just told you about my purse collection. Mind your business. The point is that you as a father, what is it about you as a father that is so lacking that you can't stand up to your friend for committing such your friend stole from your child and they're still breathing. I don't understand. I'm
And you
not here for
lying to the
murder
child and the woman about it for 2 days?
because you don't have courage. You are a coward, sir. You are a coward. Because I don't, all right, I, I hear the voice of my husband
Oh
right
boy.
now saying, what kind of man? Because he says it quite often whenever we like talk about these
Because
things.
what kind of man?
What kind of man lets his friend take anything, anything but a compliment from their child? Like what kind of man? What kind of man does that?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. But Julianne,
Thank you for letting us know.
I'm sure by
Thank
the
you for writing
time
in.
I'm sure by the time this makes it to your YouTubes and to your Spotify's
You're
and to your Apple
justified.
Podcasts, you have already pulled up on that man. It is my sincere wish that you did it during football Sunday to just disrupt and cause as much chaos as completely possible. I can't think of a circumstance where a child your child. Whitney, if you gave me your AirPods and I lost them, I would replace them.
Well,
If
that's a
I
good
had
friend. That's a friend.
If I had Emmy's AirPods and I lost them, I would replace them
I feel like
because
you wouldn't have even borrowed Emmy's AirPods because
right,
why would you even borrow a child's AirPods? Why?
and then
The
lose them
reason.
and don't replace them.
Now, I have a question. What were
Yes.
the ages of her children?
Her child was 14.
Okay, never mind. Because I was like, how young is this person? But 14 is a good, like they learn to be responsible around
Yes.
this age, for things. And yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. You are justified in how you feel. And I don't care if you wrote in with a question or not, because sis, we feel you. Julianne, if you need to go move some furniture, go ahead and move some furniture. What do you need?
My
Like us to bring
only
Vaseline? Like, what do you need
yeah,
us to
my
film?
my only advice is that
3 tires, not four.
there you go. So the insurance doesn't cover them.
3 tires, not four. We're not telling you anything. We are not suggesting anything. We have made no claims of all I'm talking about is the wheels on the car.
That's
Okay.
it.
That's all
That's
I'm talking about.
all.
3 tires, not four. You didn't hear anything from me.
That's yeah, that's it. That's all. I sometimes when people write in, I laugh a lot at some of
Hmm.
the stuff that I receive. Some of it is like a little too far out, and other stuff I'm like, this cannot be real. But I just feel like um how do I say this? I don't feel like the dad's friend took them. And because what kind of
Wait,
friend, what kind of, you're grown with a 14-year-old
wait.
son. What kind of, you refer to this person as a friend and they're stealing your kids' things?
Do you think a
I
lady
wouldn't do
took him?
that, would you?
Do you think a lady took him?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe.
the tea is hot.
I don't. The fact that it took 2 days to get to this story just sounds like it's a made up story to
Or
me.
it could be just completely made up.
It
And
could be.
he is a man just lost them and doesn't have the all I'm seeing is just areas where you are a coward. Like either you don't have the guts to tell the truth or you don't have the guts to confront your friend. I feel like the latter is worse.
I think so.
The latter is worse. But don't lie. God, don't steal and don't lie.
Don't steal and don't lie, and don't steal and don't lie from your kid.
Your
Like,
your
feel like we all
child,
agree that stealing and lying are bad things, but
bad
you know, people
things.
do them.
Bad things.
But do you steal and lie from your kid?
I'm angry for the kid. Like this is the person that you have to call daddy.
Mm,
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 mm.
mm-hmm.
Just one of
There was
those
a whole
things.
conversation.
There, the whole conversation was had.
Yeah.
I feel like I wonder. This is
Uh-oh.
so messed.
Uh-oh.
No, it's messed up because it's like we give, women have kids with people, and then we're hard on the women, and we say pick better and all of those things. And I try and steer away from that narrative, but I would be fuming if I
Oh,
found myself in a situation where I
oh,
actually had a child with somebody who would steal from their kid, or not even just steal from the kid. You probably, again, could have
don't
taken it for
lie.
punishment, could have taken them to keep them safe, but when they went missing, you
Right.
don't do right by your kids, you don't
Right.
do right by anyone. And I feel
Right.
like we said that on this podcast a time or two before, and it must be
Many
difficult
times.
for a father or a mother to realize that you are parenting with a person who does not care enough about your child to do the right thing. That's got to be frustrating. So again, like Whitney said, 3 tires, not four.
3 of them.
That's
Just three.
the that's
Uno,
the
dos, tres.
advice. Um,
Un, deux, trois. 3 of them, Jones.
you speak French. That's so cool.
No, just I know how to count to three. That's all I got for you.
I can't count to three
Bonjour
in
and au
French.
revoir.
Oh,
Go, Goyard, Louis Vuitton.
you know what? And on
That's the
that note,
that's the extent of my French.
we are ending this damn podcast because you
Chanel,
have clearly gone
Yves Saint
way
Laurent.
left.
That's the extent of my French. That's the extent.
That's
Fashion
all.
houses.
That's She said that's all I got.
All I
Wait,
got.
is Paris still under bed bug watch?
I
Can
don't
I
know,
go back to
child.
Paris or not?
I told you what somebody said online. They said that somebody in Haiti sacrificed the right goat, And I was like, yes, yes. Any vindication for Haiti, I'm always going to be here for. Always going to be here for. I love
Yes.
it. Wait,
Oh,
yes,
let's.
I do. I have someone else to yell at. Did I yell at Germany yet?
No, you did not, but let's do it.
Germany decided to pipe up when South Africa started talking about
Genocide.
well, yeah, we talked about this, bringing up the charges.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Germany. I don't think we
It was
talked about this.
Germany.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, it was Germany. Did we talk about Germany? We're gonna
I
talk
don't.
about it anyway. South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. Just great, great people. Yes, we did talk about this because I was yelling about them calling South Africa the legal arm of Hamas.
Yes.
We did
Yes.
talk about this. I think France piped up, and I said Haiti would like a word if we're going to talk about like France piped up, jumped into the chat to try to defend Germany. And I said there is a good portion of the world that would have never spoke French.
Yes.
That would have never spoke French. And I wish
Oh,
Belgium would come and say any damn thing.
Belgium, we don't
If
want to hear from
Belgium,
you.
if Belgium even thinks to utter its chocolate lips anywhere near this conversation, I wish, because we are still looking at you sideways for King Leopold and
We
the
won't, we have not
horror,
forgotten.
horror this man committed upon the continent of Africa. I wish, I wish. Oh, oh, please, please let it happen. Please, please. I'm not from,
I
I'm
don't
not from
think,
Belgium,
I
and
don't think Belgium,
I'm not, like, I'm not from
Belgium does
any of the
not want
areas
that
concerned.
smoke.
I hope they don't,
They don't.
because
They
listen,
don't.
I wish a European country would. I just
Oh,
wish they
God.
would. How dare y'all pipe up to talk about anybody committing mass human atrocities? I wish you would. I
Yeah.
firmly, as a black that lives on
As
this
a
rock
black.
with y'all, as
As
a
a,
black that lives with and understands history, I wish any one of you rock living Europeans would, because if you stayed on your rocks, things wouldn't look like this.
it's getting bad out here.
Bad.
I'm just seeing that more and more, and I'm not just talking about what's going on between Israel and Hamas and the Palestinians in Gaza. I just feel like Whitney said before we got on this podcast, we have been spiraling since 2016, and we're starting to see too many people, too many nations, too many demographics affix themselves to the wrong side
Wrong
of
side, guys.
history. And it's
Wrong
not just,
side.
we could say not saying anything makes you culpable. And in most respects, it does. But the fact that you fix your mouth to say
Re-
the wrong thing and commit to the wrong side of history in
regularly.
2024, I'm talking
Regularly.
about politics, I'm talking about genocide, I'm talking about humanitarian efforts, it's
Regularly.
just,
Regularly. Say it. Say it.
I do not understand how we got here. I mean, I understand, unfortunately, which probably makes the existential dread feel even worse. I understand much of it, but still, people's willingness to, like, something so simple, banning books. And a dear friend of mine, a brilliant, wonderful friend said, have you ever in the history of banning books seen the good guys ban books?
They don't.
100 years later, after those
They
books were
don't.
banned, was it ever the people who won out
It
who banned
never
the
looks
books?
it's never smart people who do it either.
It's never. So why in 2024 with this centuries of experience, centuries of history, centuries of precedent, would you, a middle-aged mom from fucking Tallahassee, decide that banning books is what you are going to
Not
dedicate your fucking
Tallahassee.
free afternoons to?
Or Tallahassee's catching
Fuck
strays.
them. I just I'm gonna get off my soapbox
I
because
have somebody I have somebody else we need to yell at. And
yeah,
this
who are
is
we?
very pivotal for the show. I feel like this is the most important part that we need to discuss and have not. Y'all really mad about Greta, what her name is, and Margot Robbie not getting them nominations, but they were nominated in two other categories
Yes, they
or like
pissed,
one other
baby.
category.
They are pissed, baby. They are
I made a
pissed.
flippant video about it, but it was literally not even my face wasn't even in the video. I made a video about it where I was like, huh, why is Ryan Phillip not Ryan Phillippe child? I'm mixing up two
You fix mixing
Damn.
up your white guys,
Not
Whitney.
Ryan Phillippe. Ryan, what's his last name?
Gosling.
Ryan, thank you. Gosling, yes. Y'all mixing up Ryan Gosling. No, not mixing up. Y'all let Ryan, y'all let Ken get the
Ken.
nomination, but not
Yes.
Barbie. But
But
then
not Barbie.
Barbie wrote the, so it's fine. Everything's cool, guys. Everything's cool. And when I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's fine. All right. Well, I'll leave my little flipping video up anyway. That's fine because it was funny and it was funny, but like I wasn't like picketing in the streets and like damn Hillary Clinton who tweeted to Greta and Margot like there was had been some atrocity committed, and I pulled up real close to the screen. I said, "Oh, white woman, does it hurt your feelings when you're not even considered? Does representation matter? Mind
Ooh,
you,
ooh, ooh, ooh,
mind
ooh, ooh.
you, in the 96 years that the Academy has existed, not one,
Zero.
not one black director
One
won,
best director.
has won,
Never.
and not one woman, not black, one black woman has even been nominated. Meanwhile, we're over here just counting our blacks when we're lucky enough to even receive them.
Right.
So
I,
now that we've acknowledged
that
that
representation
representation
matters.
matters and that it's hurtful and painful when you don't see yourself represented, what are we going to do, boys and girls? Mostly the girls. Are we going to put on our pink pussy hats and pretend that this is not going on and march around in our pink and yell, yay, girl power? And then when it comes to like actually helping with girl power, are we going to actually vote and like do the work of like dissect, intersecting our femininity, feminism?
No, they're not going to do that, Whitney. They're
Or
not.
are
They're
we
not
just
going
going
to do
to
that.
are we just going to make posts on the internet and then whenever the opportunity presents itself, cling to that white part of the white woman just so we can be close in proximity to power?
That last one. That's what they're going to do. That's going to be the pick.
I was being sarcastic when I said this was the
I,
most important part. This is
it's
the
least.
least important part. Least
I,
important part.
I do have a quick Oscar snub uh comment before we get out of here. Shout out to Danielle Brooks for being nominated for Best Supporting Actress in The Color
Deserved, by the
Purple.
way. Deserved.
As a
Deserved.
person who is still writing the Color Purple high, I
Mm-hmm.
know that a lot of you guys were upset that it was a remake and it wasn't really a remake because it was based on the play. We won't get into that.
Guys,
I
it's a film adaptation of a play adaptation of a film adaptation of a book.
I don't feel like explaining that to
Why
people
are we
anymore.
doing this?
It's exhausting, but
It's beautiful.
I want to say thank you to the Academy for recognizing Danielle Brooks, and I would have liked to see more nominations for the
Of
film. It didn't
course.
happen that way, but if anyone deserved a nomination, it was definitely Danielle Brooks. So shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
But,
Who else did you want to yell at?
nobody. That was it.
Oh, 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 yes. Let's end on a high note. Yes. Shout out to the blacks. Shout Coleman fucking
Domingo.
Domingo. He could
Philly's
do
own.
and is. Do I want to yell at those people?
Do you?
I might want to yell at these people. Apparently, there was a group online that was doing like congratulations to America Ferrera, who deserved,
Yes,
deserved that monologue where she's
baby,
talking about just being a woman
baby,
in Barbie. Like
baby.
that monologue by itself was is Oscar worthy. Is Oscar worthy, and so deserves right. And then they nominated. They talked that group on Twitter. I can't remember what their name is. They talked about some other person. The fact that they didn't say anything about Coleman Domingo, who is an Afro Latino man.
He is.
And then when called out about it, they said, "Oh, we're going to honor him in a separate post." So
Why a separate post? Why are we
y'all doing
segregating
this
the post? Why is he in the back of
separate but equal?
the bus post? I don't like that.
Why are we an afterthought? Anti-blackness is global. Just a reminder that America and the United States and the English don't have anything on some other cultures and their anti-blackness. Because Coleman Domingo is sitting right there, and that man, I swear to God, if he starts a fashion line, I gotta buy some
I'm
pieces for my
aware.
husband.
I'm
You
aware.
would wear
Me.
it.
You
You
better fucking believe it.
He looks so good all the time. Have you seen the fits? Have you seen? Talk about release the fabric. Oh my good. No, because like you don't see this with men being on the red carpet, and
He
this
is
man,
fashionable AF.
but he knows it. Like I tweeted the other day, I said, and it was a picture of Colvin Domingo. And oh, what was that? What was the latest one? The Critics' Choice, where he had that yellow coat,
Oh,
that
with his
gold coat.
he was just 70s genie chic, and I was
Oh,
loving it.
with them boots with a little bit of wood
He
platform, just a little
wears them
bit.
with such confidence and grace because he know he just looks so
He,
good, and I
but he
love that.
knows he looks good. And
He
I
knows
said,
it.
if I send you this on my mama, on my hood, I look fly. I look good. If I send you that picture, just know if you see it on my mama,
I'm stepping.
on my hood. Yeah, yeah,
Big
that's how I
Domingo
feel.
energy.
Big
Big Domingo
episode
energy.
title. Big Domingo energy. And so I wanted to yell at those people for trying to put Coleman the Domingo in the back of the bus when, honey, he is driving the limousine. He's not even on your bus.
Right.
Okay.
This
Okay.
Sprinter van belongs to him.
You are so lucky that he even belongs to your diaspora at this point, that you can be blessed with him. Don't let your colorism fool you, and don't let your anti-blackness fool you, okay? Because Coleman D'Amico can act circles around any person that you posted
Everybody.
in that little thread. By the way, someone tell John Leguizamo that an Afro Latino or a Latino man was nominated, okay?
Bastard. I
I'm
think
done.
I think
I
we can end
think
it there, friend.
big Coleman Big Domingo energy.
I hope that everybody has a great and fantastic Monday and a fantastic week. I hope that Nicki Minaj gets some sleep. And
Please.
I pray that
And a
y'all
hug.
celebrate yourselves and have a great week.
Hey, bye.
Bye.